Welcome to the Raise Your Bars podcast, where it's all about elevating your life one step at a time. With your hosts, Chris Baker and Al Rattan. Together, we're here to guide you through the transformative journey of self-improvement and success. Have you ever wondered what behaviors and actions you need to change to achieve the results and success you desire in life? Well, you're in the right place. Each episode, we dive deep into the strategies, mindset shifts, and practical steps you can take to raise your bars. From personal development to professional growth, Chris and Al share their expertise, experiences, and the occasional tough love, all designed to empower you to reach your full potential. So, whether you're looking to make a big change or simply fine-tune your path to success, grab a seat and let's raise those bars together. Now, let's welcome your hosts, Chris Baker and Al Rattan.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Raise Your Bars podcast. I'm Al Rattan here with my good friend Chris Baker. Chris, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing fantastic, Al. Thank you. How are you? I know you're busy
I'm good.
with preparations for Black Friday.
Busy. And I guess we should say happy Thanksgiving to all of our American listeners,
sure.
because this will be published right around that Thanksgiving time for you folks. Somebody wished me, another friend of mine from the U.S. wished me a happy Thanksgiving. I said, thanks, but mine was in October. So, because I'm in Canada. So we do Thanksgiving in the first weekend of October.
Different.
So, yeah, it is different. But hey, what are you going to do? Yeah, so I guess it's going to be kind of crazy. And then you're taking off for a week of holidays here after that. Will be nice. So good for you. Enjoy your time away with your lovely wife. And, man, I'm excited. I was thinking, I messaged a little group chat with some other people from the Maxwell leadership team that we were just working on some stuff. And I messaged them earlier today and we're chatting back and forth. And I said, I cannot believe like next week is December. 11 months of this year is gone.
I know.
And it lit like, and I know folks, you say time goes faster the older you get. Yes, it's true. This year has flown by, and I mean, look back. How many podcasts have we done? How many workshops have we done? Websites, landing pages, funnels, all these different things that we've built to grow our business and investments we've made in ourselves over this year to help us to enable us to serve our clients more effectively. It's been a good year. And 2025 is going to be even better.
It has. Yeah. And I look at that and again, on a personal level from the, my career perspective, and now I'm able to impact leaders every single day at Disney, as well as the podcast that we do, as well as the new leader YouTube channel that I'm doing, developing our YouTube channel that you look after, the Raise Your Bars. It's just it's like, well, we don't get snowballs in Florida, but it's like a snowball effect, right? It's just growing and growing, and it's good. It means life is good.
Life is good, and I mean, honestly, I'd say, Chris, I think that we're going to be talking about chapter 3 of your book, 10 Steps to Freedom today. And like I said in the past episodes, folks, if you haven't gone out and grabbed a copy, grab a copy. But chapter 3, where do I want to go? And we've talked about purpose and direction and vision and our dreams and stuff like that. And I'd say you and I maybe not living our ultimate quote unquote dream life yet, but we sure are getting closer to that.
Yeah, and Al, we talked last week about vision and strategy, right? Purpose, vision, strategy, and I when I coach people and mentor them, train them, I say your grand vision that you set yourself, you may never get, and you probably shouldn't, because if you get there, it's not a grand vision, right? It's a goal, and we all should have goals. But our grand vision is something that is huge. It's in the future, but you have to have it. Otherwise, how do you know what direction you're going to go? And how do you know whether you're making the right decisions based on the choices that you're provided every day?
Exactly.
And so that's why I wrote this chapter, because I challenge, if you go and ask most people, like, where do you want to go? in your life, in your career, or whatever, they don't know.
They don't know. They don't know.
You know, or they may be talking about, well, I want to get a promotion at work. Okay, then what? Oh, I'll worry about that when I get there. No.
I want to make
Think
more
about it
money. I want to
now.
go on more trips. Okay, but that's not really a concrete. Okay, so what are
No.
you doing in order to make more money, to get more
Right.
trips?
Yeah.
And I think that, you perfectly, segue right into the start of this chapter. You talk about gaining clarity, right? And gaining
Mhm.
clarity. So I'm going to quote from your book here for a minute. Just read the first paragraph in a sentence here. When gaining clarity regarding the destination you are aiming for is vital when embarking on any journey, especially your life. When you think of clarity, what comes to mind? The dictionary definition is the quality of being easy to see or hear, sharpness of image or sound, freedom from in distinctness or ambiguity. So, based on this definition, would you say that you have a clear picture of your purpose and dreams or dream?
Mm.
And you're right. And I know I've mentioned this probably years back in a podcast, but I was sitting around a room probably, I don't know, 10 years ago now, group of guys. There's probably about 8 guys in the room. We were just chatting, and it was part of a little group I was part of, and not a 12-step group, just a group.
Mhm.
Anyways, and we're sitting around, and I asked the guys, I said, do you know your purpose in life? And nobody knew their purpose. And these were guys ranging
No.
in age from probably mid-20s to later 50s that had
Mhm.
no idea what their purpose was. And I just
Right.
think it's tragedy. It's sad. So, throw this
Well,
back to you. Let's talk
we're
clarity.
not taught. Yeah, we're not taught to think that way, right? We're not taught how to think. We're taught what to think, right? And so that's why with excuse me, with this chapter, the the quote that I start this chapter with is from John D. Rockefeller, that says, if you want to succeed, you should strike out on new paths rather than travel the worn paths of accepted success.
Mhm.
And I think that that to me sums it up, because what we're taught when we're grown up is to play it safe, right? We're taught to follow the crowd. We're taught to be one of the majority rather than be a trendsetter and go out and make a difference in the world. In fact, what we do as society is people that go and do that, we tend to knock them down and want to bring them back to our level.
Back into the fold because we feel threatened by them in a lot of cases, I would
Right.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're
And it's
threatening the status
easier.
quo. They're, yeah, you throw back, like, even with that, like, you look at the workforce today, right? Some people will say, "Why are you working so hard?"
Right. Yeah. I
And I
remember, gosh, 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago, when I was leading a team, and we were really busy, right? It was it was during the expansion of a lot of the technology at Disney that my team was supporting from a customer experience perspective. And I remember a couple of members of this team would, they said, not to me, but I heard this back from other team. They said to other team members, you need to stop working so hard because we want to get overtime. And if you work so hard, they won't let us have overtime. And I remember thinking at the time, what a poor attitude
Did you just edit
to
yourself
have.
there?
Yeah. What a poor attitude to have,
Really
But then
is.
I look at it and I go, I see that everywhere in that respect, right?
Yeah.
People, we've talked about it before. We've talked about people drifting, coasting, doing just enough. We've talked about the impact of, wrongly or intentionally or unintentionally, but the what I believe is the impact of participation awards. Why should somebody work hard when they're going to get the same recognition or reward as somebody else who isn't trying?
Yeah, exactly.
And so what happens is that people stop trying, and the level of average actually then reduces because we're taking away the top performers. And that can't be right. It can't be right.
Well, a couple things will happen, right? Either that top performer will say, well, why am I putting all this extra effort? I'm getting paid the same amount of money, so I'm going to stop working so hard, or they'll leave the company, right? And either way, as a leader, you lose. Either way, you lose. And John talks about this in 17 Invaluable Laws of Teamwork, or Indisputable Laws of Teamwork, about sort of the law of the bad apple, right? Like you have that one person that will bring down the average of the entire company because they're not willing to put in the effort. And it actually saddens me and sickens me a little bit, because I'll tell you, back when I was in high school, I would skip class to go to work. I wanted to make my $3.15 an hour so bad. I wanted the money. I want money, right? What, you need me to come in today? Well, I have class, but I don't care. I'll skip class. I want to work. And now I know of team members from current and past roles where adults that could care less about having a 40-hour work week.
I know.
And it's like, well, okay, but don't you want to have things in life and to maybe move out of mom and dad's basement and, make something of yourself? But if you can't even work your first job and give it all you got, why would you expect to be able to move up? And then again, and then they come into an organization and want, give me my $17 an hour. Minimum wage here in Manitoba now is $15.80. $15.80 is minimum wage. And like I said, when I started, it was $3.15. And it's great. And the people work less hard today. Again, they're drifting through life. And a lot of people, don't get me wrong, I have amazing teammates that work their butt off day in, day out. But there is a select few that would rather socialize than work.
Yeah. And I think so when we look at this, and this it ties into the book I'm reading at the moment by Dale Carnegie, which is Stop Worrying and Start Living. And a lot of people will just worry about things on the surface level. Right. I think even as leaders and employers, we look at things on the surface level. Right. So we're looking at those employees that are drifting and going through the motions, and we're just saying, well, they're entitled, they're disloyal, they're impatient. That's not the truth, right? But we're seeing that on the surface level. So what we need to do is to go that next stage and say, what's the cause of that, right? So when you're looking at worry, or you're looking at anything, what's the symptom? But then dig down and say, what's the cause? And when you dig down and you look at the cause there, it may be that these employees they don't have any ambition. They're not thinking about where they want to get to. They're just thinking about here and now. Right. And again, that's not their fault. That's what we're conditioned to do. But as leaders, can we help them to move away from that? Can we help them to, as Rockefeller says here, move away from the worn paths of well, he says accepted success, but let's just say the worn paths of acceptance, and move to the new paths of inspiration, of innovation, of development, of excitement, all of these things, motivation, and give them that feeling that we care about them, that we want them to succeed, that, hey, we're here to walk alongside you and help you to be the best you can be. And maybe they will stop drifting. Right. But if we take time to actually say what's behind the surface that we're seeing, and then look at it and say, what of options have we got and solutions have we got to overcome this? And then go and say, okay, well, now what are we going to do about it? And put an action plan in place. I'm convinced that if we do that, we will get more engaged employees. We'll get a pipeline of future leaders that will carry the business forward. We'll get those that will motivate and inspire others to be the best they can be. And maybe not everyone will get on board, and that's okay. We need some of the steady eddies, as we call them, but also they don't get on board and they don't fit in with the culture of the company, because we're when you look at the company, you need to obviously know where you want to go as a company, of course, right? If they don't fit in with that, then maybe they'll find another home, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is,
then well, I was going to say, then you start bringing people in who do align with your purpose and do align with where you want to go as a company, right? Or if you're a leader, like, you bring people onto your team that are going to align with your culture of the team, and they're going to help carry the team forward, rather than just let's fill a seat with a warm body because we need somebody to be there.
Right. And I think that sort of brings me back to the fact that, like, if how do I want to say this? I don't know how I want to say this, Chris. I'm struggling here tonight a little bit. I'm a little bit tired. Well, I don't want to, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, right? I just think that if this is part of the work that we do with companies and organizations, when we're working with the business owners, trying to develop their culture within their company, which ties into everything we do with our profit assessment and the strategies we put in place to help them grow their bottom line profits. Part of the stuff we do is working on the culture. And one of those things we do is working on that team charter, right? And I think once the business owner or leaders are aligned with the vision they have for their company and how they're going to operate, which a lot of people have the vision on the wall, but again, like Jeff Henderson says, a vision rarely repeated is quickly forgotten. They put it on the wall and pretty soon people walk by it and they don't even read it anymore. And if you ask anybody, hey, do you know what our vision or mission statement is? Everybody looks at you with a blank stare. What are you talking about? But again, for those that are business owners, and if you ever come and want to work with us, we would be honored to at least have a conversation to see if it's something we could partner on. But we help you, take you through this process to develop that team charter, to have people that are fully engaged in the mission and vision and values of the company, which at the end of the day, then you serve your customers better, you get more clientele, you increase your profits and your sales. But again, you need to know where you're going. You need that clarity of where you want to go as an organization.
Yeah.
So I want to just sort of, if we can sort of segue into something else, Chris, on page 79 in your book, you say most people wander through life hoping that they'll get a lucky break, and spend their time waiting for something to fall into their lap, which will make them successful. That happens to me all the time. I just tell you, I logged in my bank the other day and all of a sudden there was $1 million, or, I stumbled across a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. No, you know what?
Crazy.
It's crazy. But you know what you say here? Sadly, that is not a reality. It isn't a reality, because everything you need in life, unless you were a trust fund kid, and, congratulations, good for you. Your parents or your grandparents had to work hard for that money though, right? I've had to work hard for everything I wanted in life and work my butt off. And sadly, you're right. It is not true. I don't leave my choices in life up to luck, quote unquote.
No.
It's hard work. It's purpose, it's vision, it's clarity, it's a direction that I know that I want to go, that Chris and I want to go. Our vision is aligned on where we want to take the Raise Your Bars and the 5-step profit growth formula.
Yeah.
And that's exciting.
Yeah. It is. It is. Hope is not a strategy, right? And as you say, there'll be people that will say, well, you make your own luck, and that's true. But you make it through understanding where you want to go, understanding what you stand for, understanding your purpose and why you do what you do, what it is that how it makes you feel and why that's important to you,
Right.
and then doing something about it, taking action. Right, because again, even if you've got the desire and you've got the dreams and you know what you want and everything, if you don't take any action, ain't gonna happen.
No, you're gonna sit there
You know,
spinning your wheels like a Canadian winter storm. You'll be stuck in the snowdrift.
there you go.
There you go. But then, so I want to actually that just as we wrap up here and we throw a challenge out to people, but I want to go back from that, right? So I just read that quote. If it went back a few pages, it says, "When your vision is big, you will definitely fail because you are stretching yourself." So I want to encourage everybody
Yeah,
that yes, you want that grand vision, that dream that you're working towards and striving towards, that you're going to be putting in the hard work, the determination, but you are going to hit some bumps in the road.
of course.
You are going to
If you
experience some
don't,
failure. If you
yeah,
don't, you're not trying hard enough. It's not a big enough vision or a
exactly.
dream. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to say. You're not stretching, and John Maxwell talks about the law of the rubber band, right? And a rubber band is only useful when it's under tension.
Exactly.
What else can you use it for when it's under tension? It's useless, right? And
Exactly.
so, as humans, we got to do the same. We got to put ourselves under tension. We got to move outside that comfort zone. And again, growth only exists outside of your comfort zone.
That's right.
And
That's
that
right.
means that you'll be doing things that are uncomfortable. And when you are pushing yourself, when you're stretching, you will fail, but failure is only final when you quit. Until then, it's a learning opportunity and experience, right? And that's how
Right.
we grow. Now, what we need to do when we sort of quote unquote fail is learn from it and then revise our actions and then go again.
Exactly.
If we fail, we do the same thing over and over, expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. All right. So set that vision, set that dream that it is so big that it scares the hell out of you, right? But
Exactly.
it also excites you at the same time because you know that when you're moving towards that, you're going to be fulfilled, right? You're going to be leading a meaningful, purposeful life, and you're going to look forward to every day. Will you have
Yeah.
bad days? Of course you will,
Absolutely.
right? But that vision is what's going to draw you and pull you forward because you know that when you get there, or even the success is on the journey, it's not the destination. So when you're
100%.
living that every day, you will be agile, you'll be excited. You'll bust through a closed door to get to the other side because
Right.
it means so much to you. If you don't feel
Exactly.
that, your dream is not big enough, right?
Yeah. And Chris and I have some pretty big dreams for the future
Yeah.
of our company, including, and sure, Chris and I have talked about this. We would love to have a cruise with all of our clients, or go to a
Mhm.
resort somewhere with all of our clients and do workshops and
Yeah.
have some fun and celebrate
Yeah.
and just like things like that, right? That are people go, oh, you're crazy. No, that's part of the dream. That's part of the dream.
Yeah.
So, Chris,
Yeah.
in the back on the end of your chapter here, page 85 onward, there's a few questions. Why don't we why don't you pick a couple and throw them out there to the listeners, sort of the challenge for the week.
Yeah, I like this one. When you've got your vision and clear of it in your own mind, go and describe it to somebody else, right? And look at their face. Do they see and to the matters, do they see the excitement, the enthusiasm, the passion in you and your voice when you're describing it? If you do, then you're on the right path. If they don't, doesn't mean enough to you. Right. So that's one thing that you can definitely do. Do they see that excitement in your face? Do they hear it in your voice? Do they even buy into the vision and go, do you know what? I would do something like that too. How did you come up with that? And they start asking you questions about it. And the other thing is really write out a clear and concise description of what your vision looks and feels like.
Yeah.
Right. So describe in as detail as possible. But the important thing is feelings, it's emotions, because that's the thing that will carry you forward. Right? That's how you know that it truly means enough to you.
Amazing. Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We so appreciate you listening every week. And please subscribe. Go to our YouTube channel, search Raise Your Bars on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. And if you are a business owner, specifically retailer, and you're looking to, I know you're just looking to get through Black Friday and Christmas season right now, but go to raiseyourbars.com and download our free ebook and watch our little 6-minute webinar, or 6-minute video on there as well. And if you're looking to grow your business in 2025 to new heights, and if we could show you how to create 50, 60, 70% increase in your bottom line profits in 25, then you're going to want to reach out to us, because we can help you. All right. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to the Raise Your Bars podcast. If you found value in today's episode, please consider sharing it with your family, friends, and coworkers. We would sincerely appreciate it.